After being pummeled by specialists, Angel Reese loses it.
Reese comes out and says, she ain't the only one everybody's watching. They're watching me too. They're watching others. A day later, she gets ejected. I ask a simple question. I don't have an answer. I'm not pretending to have an answer. I'm not going to give you an answer. I'm going to ask you a simple question. If that's Caitlin Clark, does she get ejected from that game? I'm just asking. If it's Caitlin Clark, do you think that referee ejects her? You know better.
People didn't notice the game. They're noticing it now. Well, that's because of Caitlin Clark, not Angel Reese. Angel Reese has played a role in this, and she's a very good player. But there's nothing about her game that's really interesting.
Caitlin Clark shocks the WNBA. But before we get into this juicy drama, please like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the most recent information. All right, let's dissect this. Although Angel Reese is accustomed to being the center of attention, it seems that Caitlin Clark is always there to steal the thunder when she makes a move these days. She retorted that it's not just about Clark and that people are also watching me.
The reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
However, following a difficult game and a contentious ejection, we must ask whether Clark would have experienced the same amount of pressure. Let's face it though, because Clark isn't just playing basketball, she's out here rewriting the playbook, which is why everyone is talking about her. In the meantime, Angel is obviously feeling pressure to keep pace while Clark is dropping crazy stats and landing game-changing deals. The tension is real, but let's face it, it's like a game of dodgeball. If you throw shade, don't be surprised when it comes flying straight back at your face. These analysts have been playing the game longer than most of us have been learning how to use a remote control. So if they're aiming for Angel, you can bet it's not because they have nothing better to do. Trust me, the backlash hit her so hard that she was unable to pretend to smile during the press conference. It was like watching a soap opera meltdown without the dramatic music. Why is Angel Reese so intent on disparaging Caitlin Clark? Have you ever given it any thought? Caitlin Clark is the talk of the WNBA for a reason, and let's face it, she deserves all of it. She isn't just out there figuring things out. She is a human highlight reel, and every time she takes the court, you can be sure that something amazing is going to happen. She is either making passes that leave you wondering if she has superpowers or draining ridiculous threes from a zip caught away. Clark dominates the game from the moment she puts on her sneakers, and it's almost like she's playing 4D chess, while everyone else is still stuck on their checkers board trying to memorize the rules. Not to mention the statistics, those numbers are crazy. When she hits the floor, the entire atmosphere changes as if she has this aura of, I own this place, then I'm him, and everyone else is just going along for the ride without question or hesitation. Her fans are raving about her, and analysts are practically writing love letters in their commentary. People are already referring to her as the future of the game because, at this point, Clark isn't just playing basketball, she's rewriting the entire manual. Naturally, heads turn and people take notice, which is likely why people like Stephen A. Smith are giving Angel Reese a little reality check. Maybe Angel should take a timeout, grab some popcorn, and enjoy the Caitlin Clark show like the rest of us. While Clark's out here stealing the spotlight, whereas Angel Reese, she's trying, but it's like she's stuck in Caitlin's dust trail. Now Reese has got skills, no question about that. But the problem is while Caitlin's hitting top speed, Reese is still trying to find the keys. Every time Reese plays, while Caitlin casually comes in and makes it look like a walk in the park. It's almost like Reese is jogging on a treadmill while Clark's already crossed the finish line waving to the crowd. You can almost see Reese's frustration bubbling over. She knows she's good. Heck, she's worked her tail off to get here. But being in the same rookie class as Caitlin, that's a real kick in the teeth. It's like no matter how hard Reese tries, the spotlight has a mind of its own and just keeps swiveling back to Clark every time Reese does something worth celebrating. Caitlin waltzes in and pulls off some jaw-dropping stunt that has everyone buzzing about her. Instead, it's like Reese is trying to yell over a stadium full of fans going absolutely bonkers for Caitlin, and let's just say her voice is getting lost somewhere in the hot dog line. Angel, when Reese first started, there was a lot of excitement, and people thought she might be the next big star or even challenge Caitlin Clark. However, it has since become apparent that Caitlin is ahead of Angel in both her game and her ascent to fame, while Angel is struggling to keep up even though things aren't going her way. Angel maintains her composure in public, acts professional, offers compliments when necessary, and acts as though nothing is wrong following their game on July 28, 2024. In an interview, she even mentioned that Caitlin did well, but it's clear that being in Caitlyn's shadow is annoying for Angel, and it's beginning to show little by little. This is where it gets crazy rather than her stepping up her game and figuring out how to defeat Clark. Angel appears to have completely veered off course. It's as though she decided one day that she didn't need victory when she could just stir things up. She's embracing the villain character wholeheartedly, almost as if she traded in her playbook for a drama script. Come on, Angel, is this truly the plan? She seems to have made up her mind already. If I am unable to defeat Clark fairly, then Angel stirred things up by proposing Caitlyn in an interview with the press in mid-August 2024, so I'll just avert the referee and hope nobody sees. No, Clark's growing fame isn't just due to her skill as a basketball player. Angel asserted that Clark's color had a greater influence, stating that supporters like Clark for being white rather than for setting records and winning games. This naturally attracted the attention of fans and experts, but most people were left perplexed. I mean, really, Clark's numbers speak for themselves. Her points, assists, and the way she rewrites WNBA history every week make it difficult to argue that her success is related to race when her performance is so obviously exceptional. However, instead of concentrating on honing her own skills, Angel appears frustrated and looking for answers. The real question is whether that narrative even holds up. Certainly Angel is attempting to paint herself as the underdog, but in actuality, Clark is winning fans because she is that good rather than simply acknowledging that she is superior. Enter Stephen A. Smith, the one person who can cut through all the noise and is known for saying it like it is. You knew he wouldn't keep quiet about the Angel, who appears determined to embrace the position of the antagonist, igniting controversy to maintain his prominence. When Reese asserted that Clark's success was primarily based on race, Stephen A. wasn't amused and called it out in his trademark direct manner.
Caitlin Clark is already committed to $28 million in endorsement deals, at least. Look at the wave that she's created. Look at the profile that it has granted the WNBA.
Demonstrating that Clark's success is fueled by her talent rather than her race. As usual, Stephen A. kept things straightforward, and everyone in the room understood exactly what he meant when he said that Angel wasn't angry about race. Rather, he was just mad at Clark's ridiculous talent. However, Stephen A. didn't stop there. No, he brought receipts, like a grocery store cashier on a power trip, and he presented the hard evidence. By August 2024, Caitlyn had already broken the WNBA rookie record with an incredible 670 points. Stats like that don't just talk, they shout. Sit down. All the drama. While Stephen A. was busy making fun of Angel with his trademark sarcasm, Angel was trying to make something completely overshadowed by those statistics. Dan Patrick had a completely different strategy. There was no drama or frills, and he simply called Caitlin Clark a cyclone who has chosen to use the WNBA as her personal playground. To be honest, he's not incorrect. Caitlyn is a human highlight, scoring 25.8 points per game and topping the league in assists and scoring. Angel Reese, on the other hand, is just hanging to her umbrella as if it were about to blow away in the rain and attempting to hang on for dear life. In addition to talking about the numbers, Patrick focused on how well Clark played on the court and stressed that, although he recognized Angel's potential, it was clear that she wasn't giving the same powerful performance that Clark regularly provides. In other words, Reese is talented, but she hasn't yet attained the level that Clark possesses, which makes for a stark contrast. Patrick then brought up a noteworthy instance from the August 15, 2024, Indiana Fever game, in which Clark scored a career-high 34 points and disheveled 11 assists, leading her team to a resounding victory over the Chicago Sky. In contrast, Reese struggled to score 12 points and looked frustrated, reflecting their respective seasons. While Reese has evident talent and is an important player, she is overshadowed by Clark's record, and Clark is succeeding while Reese is still trying to find her stride. Angel Reese finds herself finding it difficult to keep up with Caitlin Clark's quick ascent on the court and in the media. Awesome performances and celebrity influence, Clark's astounding stats and game-altering presence have made her a phenomenon and changed the game's plot. Despite her attempts to remain relevant, analysts like Stephen Smith and Dan Patrick have made it clear that Clark's success is due to her unmatched talent rather than outside factors like race. Reese's frustration with being in Clark's shadow leads her to embrace the role of the villain. Clark's constant dominating performances are drowning out Reese's attempts to stir up controversy, so Reese will ultimately have to either step up to the plate or keep playing catch-up. What do you think? Is Caitlin Clark really rewriting the WNBA's playbook while leaving everyone else in the dust? Whatever side you're on, it's obvious that this rivalry isn't going away anytime soon. Share your thoughts in the comments section below, and don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss any more updates. Reese's future requires her to concentrate on her game rather than getting sucked into the media storm surrounding Clark. Thank you for viewing.